That's 17. Oh, heck no. I think we'll go for the CSE because it's cheaper. Single fork carriage free. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Customize. Boop. Attachers, front loader, telehandler, wheel loader, skid steer loader, front loader. Okay, I need one of those. And somewhere, I think we take this with us. We're on day 3, so we are going to have to do the what's it today? The selling stuff. And I have a low loader, which is worth about $50 because we bought it used, but kind of comes in handy. Actually, you know what we can do? Since I've got the pallet forks on the front, I'm not going to bother. Oh, I was going to say I'm not going to bother with the tomatoes. Maybe I should have done, but we're on the way. Ah, cow farms. Cow farms are awesome. Cows are awesome. Just they're so inquisitive and. Yeah, interested in new stuff that's happening. It's sort of, oh, you're here and you haven't bought food. We need to watch and see what you're doing because it's probably awesome. They're kind of crazy animals. Okay, we have milk produce, or produce of the milk. So I figured since we're on the road with a front loader and low loader, maybe what I can do, and that's where maybe I should have brought the tomatoes with me, because we could just stack this thing up with everything. The problem with our truck is it doesn't handle more than one piece of stuff, so I can't mix and match, which means coming here to do cheese and butter is going to be tricky because that's 2 trips. However, that said, you don't actually have to do them all on the same day. And eventually I will get myself a transport truck to do our perishable sales with. Maybe a curtain side. There's a I think it's a Scania curtain sider truck or flatbed truck. And as far as I'm aware, none of them have auto-load capabilities, so we'll just have to. Oh, come on! Thank you. Well, I'll always have to load them by hand rather than just drive up and suck them in. Anyway. At least this will get dairy produce sold. And I would have had to be very careful stacking the tomatoes on this low loader. Maybe I should swap all of my pallet forks for the CSC units. But so how are you finding the cow farm so far? And are you using Maize Plus or just base game cows? There we go. Jump out. Strap them down. Should probably lift that up and point it at the ground. Okay. I suppose the good thing about using this tractor is it is very short wheelbase and very agile, so we can do what we just did. I'm not sure we'd have had as much success with the Deutz. It's a little bit bigger. I also, well, I guess I can check on inventory when I get to the store. I need to know what skid steer tools I currently have, because I didn't buy any, and I got a feeling that the only one I have might be a we have 2 pallet forks, one for each of the telly trucks that we have. Telly trucks, while they're classed as forklifts, use skid steer tools. So we have 2 of those, and I think I have a bale spike. Which is drinking and driving. Fine to have on the farm, because obviously we are going to be using that skid steer to move bales. But I'm going to need a 3rd pallet fork if we're going to pick up the tomatoes. I think using the skid steer might be easier than using even this tractor, despite of the fact it's quite small. It's also quite slow. So how much do we make with? We got 3,000 butter, 1,000 cheese, and I've got a feeling that's less than a month's worth of production. Probably have two tanker loads of milk to deliver, but the milk container on the farm will be refrigerated, so we'll be able to store the milk. We don't have to sell it all the time. I tend to, if I'm doing other stuff at the farm, we'll finish up the day selling a tank of milk because we are producing it that fast. I didn't look at the best place to sell this stuff, of course. I'm just assuming that Maypole Exports is the place to go. Maybe I should check before we sell it. The bonus here is we get the environmental score bonus when we sell. So there is an incentive to drive halfway across the map to sell our stuff. Oh. Yes. Pallets. Oh crap. Pallets don't go through hedges. Which is going to be a problem unless I put the tractor over here and hitch. There we go. Okay. So, prices of butter and cheese. It's a good price. not quite as good a price. So best price is the supermarket, but they don't give you stuff. The bakery will not pay us because we own it. Maypole Exports is the best for that. Cheese, the supermarket, is not the best. So yeah, Maypole Exports because we get an extra 10% minimum on the sale. I just looked at our money levels and thought, why don't we have any money? Well, that would be, see, 4,000 plus another 4 and almost 500 environmental score. So yeah, because we bought a bunch of stuff at the store, which is why we've got this thing. Now I could go, thing is that I could do this in the van because it drives quicker, but we have to bring the tomatoes down because perishables. But to be perfectly honest, I think we are good right as we are now. Oh no, I fell off the wall. Disaster. I forgot to fill the Deutz up with diesel. It was remiss of me. Okay. This won't auto load. I actually bought this trailer precisely for this reason. Just shipping a couple of crates around the map. But then the TLX 2020 came up. Oh, 2022 came. It was patched this week, I think. I'm not sure I've got the 2022 added to the game, or this game save. That's why I prefer the telly truck over the the other thing, the forklift, because we can do that and load everything up from one side. I might have blown this because it's going to swing out. Nope. I mean, as far as manoeuvrability is concerned, this thing does have the manoeuvrability of a forklift. But the ability, the ability to do anything that a skid steer does, I could run a. I probably shouldn't. I don't know if it's got hydraulic attachers on the front. Not sure, but we've used it for lifting bales and what have you. But not only does it lift up like a forklift, but once you get it up there, you've got an extender as well, so it'll reach even higher, which again is a little bit more useful, especially if you've got racking that is higher than the forklift will reach. And there we go. Done. Of course, I could probably use a tiny shed to keep those things in. Engines on, we go. Yep. It would be nice to have a decent bakery around where I live, because sometimes I just like me a good loaf of crusty bread, and all you can really get around here is the soggy grocery store stuff, which is okay, but sometimes I want to change. Okay, so that's the bread done. That's another 3,000 or thereabouts. 2,800, 3,000, yeah. So I still have the tomatoes need to be sold today, but we're going to the store to get our equipment, which should fit on this thing, I hope. Front loader will drop off at the dairy. And obviously it's not the greatest of things, but it's on sale, and I do need a front loader at the dairy, so that's a thing. And I've said since we started we need a skid steer at the farm, because the telly trucks, while they use skid steer attachments, they're not very stable. So if you're picking up a pallet and just lifting it, they cope quite well. But if you're picking up a bale and you're not exactly lined up on it, you end up with the bale being anywhere really. So that's handy. And it's on the ground. Okay, so we jump out there. Hello. Oh, this is electric. Well, okay. Gonna need a battery charger at the dairy. Well, whatever. And I think we will repair both of these before we go anywhere, because they're not the sort of thing we're going to be bringing back to anywhere with a maintenance facility. I might buy myself a field service trailer so that we can maintain and refuel in the field. Again, not something I'm seriously considering. Okay, those do move, so that's good. What was I need to check the telehandler, the skid steer, the thing, the yellow thing, the little yellow thing that didn't cost us much money and is going to be very useful on the farm. Urgh. Get up there. Alrighty. What's the clearance there? Yeah, we're not going to rip any cables off, so that's good. Don't have to turn the engine on. That's very disconcerting. Okay, strap that down. Skid steer stuff. I need to check this. Skid steer loader tools. We have 2 of those. Bale loaders. I have a bale spike. Oh, that's a 3-point. And then front loader tools, I believe we have pallet fork, which is on the front of the thing. That's at the store. We have 2 bale spikes. I want another one of these for the front loader, so the skid steer. No, I don't. Okay, one of these is for the tractor, one of these is for the front, for the skid steer. So I do need a skid steer pallet fork. Another one. So, well, the CSC tools do come up here as well. Ah, and that's the loader we have. Maybe we get that one. You can get a rear weight for it. Oh. And you can get a 1200 litre bucket and a 2000 litre bucket. I was thinking I needed a bucket for something, but I can't remember what. But I do need one of those. So, customise, main colour yellow. And that is super cheap, so we will have that. And then we'll jump into this and turn the engine on. Yay. Whoa. Little bit manoeuvrable there. And that's our used harvester, which, kind of like every other harvester, we've started our Saturday farm on. There's a little green Massey Ferguson, not Massey Ferguson, Fendt, which we then updated at a later date. Okay, condition repair 70. The pallet fork should be pristine. Okay, let's go get this thing. On the back of this. I'm hoping it's not too wide. It's too wide. Oh, you know what? I think it's not too wide. We'll just do a little bit of shenanigans and put that there, which means we're going to have to get everything off when we get to the dairy. All right, I think that, oops, that's awesome. Strap that down. Did not manage to turn the engine off. There we go. Now the engine's off. Okay, everything is strapped down. First stop, the dairy. Oh, and we are having issues because should lift the bed off the ground. That would be awesome. Okay. So the secondary job for this trailer is moving the little bits of equipment around. So what's the next thing? Oh, we have to deal with the tomatoes. And I guess I don't need an electric charger immediately, but we'll have to keep an eye on how much drainage. Floating deers. Ever since the map Update, the deers have been floaty. Sometimes above the trees, which can be quite disconcerting, although it's winter time, so flying deer's not so much of a weird sight at this time of year. And obviously this tractor not the quickest deal to run around and do things with. But it fits a need, so I am reasonably happy with it. Okay. I think I could put it in front of that garage door. Okay. That's all the straps. That's none of the straps, and we need to lower the thing again. Okay, that's that. Donk. I was going to stick this in by the shed. As I said, we probably need a power outlet for this eventually, but right now I think technically we would probably store it behind. Okay, I guess that's fine. I would probably store it behind that garage door if it was a real building and it opened, but it's not and doesn't, so. And the telly skids, or the telly trucks wouldn't go on this trailer very easily. Primarily, they don't have big wheels, so they don't really have the clearance to climb up that little lip. Okay, so I guess we are again out of here. Come on, fit. Make it round that corner. Yes! And off we go. Oh. Why are we having so much trouble pulling this? Because it's dragging on the ground still. This is not a tractor pull competition. Idea. Okay. So. Hey, we made bread, butter and cheese. Anyone want cheese sandwiches? Go to Maypole Exports, that's where all the sandwiches are being made. And I'm not really ready to, actually we'll go in the second entrance, to figure out if we're doing pigs. General consensus, I've been watching Disturbed Simulations videos on Maze Plus with animals, and general consensus is that Maze Plus makes you less